Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match preview. Everton versus Manchester City, 5:30 this Saturday, Goodison Park, live on Sky. Joined by Andy at El Pavotti FTBL on Twitter, if you're not already following him.
Thank you.
For this one, just won at Sheffield Wednesday, so we're full of confidence.
Are we?
Ready to take down Manchester City after their 8-0 win last week against Watford. No, listen, probably the hardest game you could have at Goodison.
Definitely, yeah.
And maybe against our neighbours as well.
But at least when the emotion comes into that, then you get
Yeah.
like more of intensity, whereas the Man City, it's different.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good, aren't they?
What else can you say?
Beat us last season in February, the last team before Sheffield United to beat us at Goodison.
Yeah.
And that night, Everton were on a bad run then when we played City. And that night, there was some, even though Everton lost the game, there was shoots of recovery.
There was, we had chances, yeah.
We got undone for first half injury time and injury time at the end of the game. Obviously, Laporte and Gabriel Jesus giving City a 2-0 win. In general, we've done very well against Manchester City at Goodison. Okay, the last 2 seasons they've won because they've been at another level, really, haven't they? But I mean, how do you see this one at the weekend?
It's problematic. It's a tough game. It's probably, I'd say, because obviously in the derby you've got that intensity. You know, you're going to people are more up for the higher tempo. Whereas this game, man, we're going to sit back. I think we played last season when we had Zuma, Mina and Keane. I think it was the away game or the home game. And we sat very deep, didn't we? And they picked us off with 2 headers, I think it was, from Gabriel Jesus. But yeah, I think we'll sit deep. I think we're going to, opposite of what we've been facing ourselves recently, we're going to go low block probably. Silver have the full-backs probably won't be really getting far forward unless, I'm guessing we have sustained pressure. But there's 2 ways to play against Man City. You can play that way, sitting in the low block, and teams usually get dismantled, like you saw Watford, like you've seen other teams this season, or like Leon showed last season, and Norwich showed this season, that you can, if you try and go at them, you can have some joy because they do make mistakes and they do commit a lot of players. And if you commit some players forward, then you'll find some space and some gaps. So it depends how we set up, really, if you want to give ourselves the best chance or not, really.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're a fantastic football team. There's nothing, you can't really say anything about them. They're brilliant. You know, I've seen them against Preston as well in the Cup this week, and they had a reserve side up and he was still brilliant.
Yeah,
obviously, they had Raheem Sterling playing and David Silva, so it wasn't quite a reserve side, but they had some, the way they play, the model's exactly the same, no matter who plays.
Right through the academy now, that's what they're starting to see.
And that's what we'd like Everton to do.
Yes,
at some stage, wouldn't it? To look as though, you can change the personnel, but the team performs the same. I think for us, one benefit of it will be that they let you play.
They do.
There'll be gaps in behind because they're not coming to try and sit back. Everton have found it difficult over the last year when teams have come and decided to just sit and said break us down, whether that be at Goodison or whether it be away. We're not able to do it still. And Manchester City won't pose that problem to us. It'll be more like, let's play and let's see who's the better side.
There'll have a lot of gaps between the centre-back and where Rodri is. That's where you sort of have to pick your position, really. And Rodri's not. Fernandinho's a very, very good player, but he's not got that same, let's say, tactical fouling, because that's what it is. He's not as smart yet to the Premier League, and that's why they have been caught out slightly at times, because Rodri's, as Fernandinho's replacement, isn't quite the same yet. And obviously he'll get there. He's a very good player, but yeah, that's the gap we need to sort of get whichever striker we play in the wingers. I'm guessing it would be more likely to play a 4-5-1 than a 4-2-3-1 in this game, I guess.
I mean, that goes against what Marco Silva essentially is, though, doesn't it? Because I've not seen us try to be defensive in any game that he's been in charge of. Not specifically. I'm not saying we don't fall into that, because I think the players do. But I think
more first half of the season last season we did. Second half not so much. I don't know what changed, but first half of the season, when we played Chelsea, I remember Mina and Keane, I think it was their first game together, we did sit quite deep
at the bridge.
Yeah.
It's
away though, maybe
away from home, but at Goodison, I think we've gone at everyone. I'm not saying that, rightly or wrongly, that happened at the weekend, but I think the only way, we have to look at teams like Liverpool who've had success against City. I know they've got better players than us and stuff, but and see, Norwich haven't got better players than Everton. No way. And I know, listen, Norwich beat them 3-2. When you look at the stats and everything, it was a fortuitous victory, but it doesn't matter. They still worked hard. They scored off set plays. They got in City's face.
Well, that's what they did is force them to cross it, and that's been the key to beating Pep teams going back to, or Barcelona, same thing. Is Neil Lennon obviously famously beat Barcelona, but didn't he? And that's what that's his trophy really. But that's how they do it. You play narrow, you play your full-backs narrow, similar to the low block, have them cross it, because Sergio Aguero's got 5'8" at best, you know. But with Kevin De Bruyne, that you don't want him to cross it again. So that's why it's different this time for Pep, because people have tried to do that, and that was the MO to beat them, and obviously he's found a way to break that now. And now I think it is trying to play them. You just try and beat them. Go at them, because I think they do allow you space. They do commit a lot of men forward, and if you're not committing men forward, then you're not going to be able to punish them, and that's what you need to do.
It's going to be obviously very tough. You just mentioned Kevin De Bruyne there. I mean, what a footballer. He's absolutely incredible player, isn't he?
Unreal, yeah. Technique is better than many players I've ever seen. He's one of the best players I've ever seen. Unfortunately for him, injury issues at times, but he's one of the best players I've ever seen in the Premiership. I'm going to be honest, or the Premier League, sorry. But, you know, the Premier League, he's the most creative player by a million miles. He's just that good.
The cross last week for the first goal.
Yeah, not many players can put a cross on like a 10-pence piece.
He just destroyed Watford's game plan within a minute, wasn't it? With 50-odd seconds. The cross.
7 chances, didn't he, in that game? 6 from open play. So that's what you're going again. And then you've got David Silva, Bernardo Silva. You've also, Raheem Sterling, Aguero. These are all fantastic footballers, and that's the issue. And Pep's methods is the way that they move teams about. They move people out of position, they create gaps and space, and that's why they're the best. And that's what we have to face. And that's where Mina and Keane have to be at the best in this game and be switched on, because it's all about awareness and plugging gaps at times.
You just mentioned Bernardo Silva there. Let's have a look at. He's played, some games this season. He's so creative. Here he is here. In the Premier League, I'm guessing there 4 appearances, 4 goals, 1 assist, 1 man of the match, 88% pass succession, pass completion in the Premier League 2019-20, 7 appearances, 7 assists. I don't know what that is, so
yeah,
I don't know why that's there.
That is correct, the rest of it.
But up there, I mean, he's such an intelligent player, this kid, for his size. And everything, he's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. And do you think, obviously, it's David Silva's last season at Manchester City. Do you think he can take that mantle on from? I know he's a slightly different player than David Silva, but
they probably could. Or it's him or Phil Foden. I think they'll take the job. Both of them are being bred. He could play 10. He used to play 10 for Monaco as well. And he is. It's just the pockets of space you find, the little deft touches around the ball. Like, they're so comfortable on the ball. It's there's no panic. They're all ice on the ball, and it's very difficult to get the ball off them. And he again, if De Bruyne is having an off game, if Silva's having, then you've got another Silva to face. That's how good they are, and he's a very, very good player. Yeah,
we're going to have to watch his running in between the lines. You're going to have to pick him up.
And then Sterling picks the back post. That's this is all training ground stuff that they do. They work on it day in, day out. It's second nature. And the third man runs. They obviously play interchange passes between 2 players, and then they pick up the third man on the run. And it's just being aware and plugging the gaps. I think Everton have got to probably be sensible in the line they pick. I'm going to guess, obviously, I think Sigurdsson for his running will be back in the team in terms of hard work and work rate. And I think Schneider will probably play tough because he's going to have to screen the back 4. That's just the way it's going to have to be. And Delph's obviously going to be helpful in this, because Delph's been under Pep for the last couple of years, so maybe some chinks in the armour, hopefully, but there's not many.
I mean, do you expect Everton to sit? Obviously,
I do, yeah.
We can't. We're not going to be able to go too high up the pitch. I'm talking about our centre backs here, because there'll be space in behind them with Sterling's pace.
It's still too fast, yeah.
And Aguero, that's too quick. I think if you leave them too big a gaps. What I would expect, though, from our perspective, is because they haven't got a commanding centre, because Laporte's not in there.
No.
Obviously, John Stones, whether you like him or you're not, he's still a tall lad, isn't in there. They've got Fernandinho, who's an absolutely wonderful footballer.
He's not a centre-back.
But he's not a centre-back. Yeah, listen, he's that good. He can probably play with his flip-flops on in there. Yeah. But that's still a relatively new centre-back pairing him and Otamendi. Otamendi's hot and cold.
6'1".
But he's hot and cold, isn't he? So what I would expect to see from certainly when we do the final word, our final positions on the pitch, or our average positions, is I'd expect Everton to almost leave 4 back. So it'll be Schneiderlin and Delph.
And then one of the full-backs will go up.
And one or maybe 2 of the full-backs up, and make sure that the 2 centre-backs
drop. That's what you need to do, yeah.
Because we've got to try and get bodies in it. Luca Dean, I'm guessing we'll put a lot of crosses in, because he does. I expect there'll be an emphasis on, if it's Seamus Coleman, the emphasis will be on James Coleman to do the same, because I think what we have to do, this may be a game where crosses into their box benefit.
It does, us, yeah, that's the type of team that it
because
works.
That's how we're going to have chances against them, because they're going to be open. And therefore, looking at the personnel, that's why you look at that midfield and you think Delphin, Schneiderlin, okay, because they'll compete.
It's the
Sigurdsson one is the problem, I think, for this game.
Because you need someone to transition the ball.
Because we're going to have someone who can break. And it's not that. It's not whether Gylfi's got the quality, because of course he's got the quality. You know, I'd even argue slightly that he could play with Delph in further back.
He plays further back
because
for
he's
Iceland,
good on the ball and he works hard.
They obviously play counter-attacking football for Iceland.
But he might want, I think the manager might want the insurance of the two. And if that's the case, then I feel as though Iwobi would be better suited more centrally for this game, just to try to see if we can get someone up. Because if we just isolate Dom, I mean, the way he plays last week might work this week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that style where we played last season when we were getting them results against the teams, that game where you're playing along to Dom, or putting in the channels for him to chase and putting defenders under pressure and then getting runners in and around.
Then we need Richarlison right alongside him. Bernard or whoever's occupying the left, they need to be up there as well. And if it is Gylfi, then he needs to break. He's got to get into more dangerous zones for me. He can't
just float round the right.
Yeah.
A lot of the time last week, he's just trying to float off the right. And I understood that because it worked against Wolves, putting players in behind the fullback. But Sheffield United's fullbacks just was too disciplined. They just sat there. And that's what the problem was in that game. And I think Man City playing a back 4. I hope we don't play 5 at the back, because to me, playing 5 at the back against Pep is suicide, because once your fullbacks have to provide the width go up, then it's open season and down the channels, isn't it? So it's got to be a flat back 4. That's the best way to play against Pep teams. Then have a solid 2 base in midfield, whether it is Sigurdsson if you want to try that, because it probably won't be. It'll be Schneiderlin.
Let's be honest, it'll be Schneiderlin.
Well, if Gomez is back, I know he's been day-to-day, hasn't he, for a while now, so maybe Gomez, but have them as your front 2 and then whoever you have in front.
If Gomez is fit, who do you think you'd go with, Delph and Gomez?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
I think just get more mobility.
Just to also get hold of the ball at times, because we're not going to see a lot of the ball, because they love to recycle the ball a lot, and if you can get Andre Gomez on, just take that pressure off, ease it up the pitch. You know, that's a key element for Everton. I think we have missed Gomez to a certain extent. We especially in Sheffield United, where we did make some bad choices, him getting in the middle of midfield and controlling things can help us. And against City, it'll take the pressure off if he's there to be able to do so.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's going to be a big ask for Everton. But I think the fans will accept that if we have a right good go at them. We've got to see a good performance from Everton. We've got to have a go at them, get in the faces, match up with them. We get some attempts at goal in.
Yeah, we can't have slightly really just take the foot off the tempo, because they'll destroy us. It has to be a proper. Well, them nights are good, because there's a night game, isn't it? Them nights are good. So when teams come, we're in the face. We're trying to get them in that second ball. That's what it needs to be this game.
It engages the crowd as well. I think once you engage the crowd, that energy feeds onto the players, and that helps them. It can't be flat, and we have to. Everton, the fans have got a responsibility, of course they have, and I'm sure it'll be noisier at kick-off. Then the players have to take that on then and give the crowd something to go after. Listen, it's early in the season. City haven't clicked right through the gears. I know it sounds mad after they've just won 8-0 and 3-0.
They smashed them 6-0 in the FA Cup final, didn't they? But
yeah, but this is the opportunity for us to really put a bit of pride back in the shirt this weekend.
Good performance is the minimum we ask for. You know what I mean? That's bell to bell performance, minute whistle to whistle performance. Because I think I can't remember even a full half. We've had a good performance this season.
We haven't yet. So
that's what we want. That's what we want. Some, just some endeavour at least. That's what we're asking for. Hopefully.
There you go. Fingers crossed. It'll be a big ask for Everton, but why not? The Premier League. Norwich beat them the other week, and say lightning doesn't strike twice. You never know. You never know. Let us know what you think in the comment section below about this game. Have Everton got any chance? What team would you like to see? What would you do to midfield? And what would you expect? What'll be your minimum that you go, all right, let's move on. It's Man City. Is it just a good performance, or are you expecting and are you demanding an Everton victory? Fingers crossed we do win the game. Big thanks to Andy. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you want more videos, get over and join us on Patreon. Give the video a thumbs up. See you later.